Today I'm introducing you to 3 brand new human hair toppers by UniWigs. What's unique about these 3 toppers is that each of them have an extended lace front, which is great for people who have hair loss that extends all the way to the front of their hairline. I'm Karina, Wig Hair Self-Care. I'm going to give you a brief overview of these 3 toppers today, and then to follow I will have an individual video for each of these toppers that go through all of the specs and details. As you can see, I have all of these toppers turned inside out so that we can take a look at the cap construction. This first topper that I'm going to introduce you to is Breeze. Breeze has wefting along the back end. It has an 8.5 by 9 inch base, so it gives you a pretty decent amount of coverage. And then up here is where you're going to have your Swiss lace. Now the Swiss lace, what makes it different than, let's say, a monotop topper, is it's going to be a lot more delicate. So it needs to be handled with care, but it also is going to give you a little bit more realistic looking part line than a monotop would. It also is different in that it extends out all the way to the front of your hairline. And I'm going to show you what this looks like on, but I wanted you to see the cap construction first and what it looks like right out of the box. So this is going to be that part line. It's going to give you a really delicate, realistic looking part. This is the inside of the cap. As you can see, it's very see-through, which is ideal when you're trying to create that realistic looking part line. It's also going to be very lightweight and very breathable. Now the wefting is similar to what you've seen in many other cap constructions. This part is the same. There's nothing new to that. It's mostly the Swiss lace that we're talking about. That's different than many of the other toppers you will have seen by UniWigs. Let's go ahead and look at her on. Once again, this is right out of the box. I'm going to adjust my part line just to match this part line because it is more see-through. You do want to make sure that your part line matches up with the part line on the topper. The part on the topper can be moved. You just use a little bit of water and a blow dryer to move that part line. So I'm all lined up. I'm going to clip her in for you. Now, something to keep in mind about the Swiss lace, once again, because it is so delicate and so light, it is going to be a little bit softer, and it's also not going to lay as flat as maybe a monotop, a silk top, or a skin top topper would. This may require, as you can see here, it's buckling a little bit. This kind of lace front topper may require a little bit of glue or tape in order to get it to lie flat. Now I will show you how to do that in more detail in another video, as well as how to cut that lace. But for now, this is kind of what it looks like on. This is in a 16 inch. And I'll get you nice close to that part line, to that front topper. Again, this lace would be trimmed back and you would either glue it down all the way to the front of your hairline or you would set it slightly behind your hairline. And I'll show you what that looks like in another video. This next topper is Featherlight, and this is true to its name. It is very, very lightweight and very soft. This entire topper is made up of the Swiss lace, which is absolutely ideal for those hot summer months. Once again, it is very delicate, so you're going to want to handle this with much more care than you would one that is made primarily of wefting and a monotop, similar to the Courtney topper. And again, this has that extended lace front, so the lace is going to go all the way to the front of your hairline if you desire. That extra lace can be trimmed at home once you decide where you want your part line to fall and how far back you need it trimmed. I'm going to go ahead and put her on for you. Now this base is a little bit smaller than the base I just showed you. The base I just showed you was an 8.5 by 9 inch base. This one is a 6 by 6 inch base, so it's a little bit smaller, less coverage. If you need coverage all the way down to the back of your head, right around here, you're going to want to go for a larger base. This topper is also 16 inches. And right to that front of that part line. Now I haven't cut the lace on this or glued it down. So once again, in another video, I will go over that in detail, how to do that, how to trim the lace, how to glue it down, and even how to style and change the part. Now this last topper is called Airy. Airy has a 6.5 by 7 inch base. And as you can see, there is wefting in this one, just like the first one that we looked at, but with less coverage. So this one's not going to be quite as large as the first topper that we looked at, but bigger than the second topper. This is kind of our middle ground. And it has that lace front, as you can see, that lace front and that really beautiful part. Really transparent, really soft and very delicate. And I'll put her on for you. So as I mentioned before, when you are looking for a topper, if you are wanting coverage all the way to the front of your hairline, going with a lace front topper is going to be ideal. I need to take off the tag. That is going to give you coverage all the way up here. And so if you have a receding hairline, or if you have alopecia spots right in front, or frontal fibrosia, there we go, then this is kind of the direction you're gonna wanna go to give you that extra coverage. Those extended lace fronts are ideal for that. So there's that front part line. All three of these toppers are 16 inches. And they're all three different colors. So this is the Ice Blonde Melt, this is Vanilla Butter Blonde, and this is Dusty Ash. So the intent of this video was to kind of briefly introduce you to each of these three toppers so you can kind of narrow down which direction you want to go. Now, I will post 3 more videos with each of these toppers highlighted in detail, and that you can explore the details of the topper and compare it to other toppers that we have. So what I will do is I will compare them a little bit to each other, and then I will also compare them to a mono top so that you can see what that part line looks like on the lace top versus a mono top versus a silk top. So we'll do that in the 3 videos to follow. I will link them below once they are posted. If you have any questions specific to these toppers, please be sure to comment below and I will address those in the upcoming videos.